member here de la Rosa.
Once a member, always a member.
And I happen at DOT, so I say, Councilmember Rodriguez. We got used to it. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. For me, it is a great honor to stand here as a commissioner of DOT with a great women of this agency that have dedicated their life and take the job with a lot of pride. Some of them, they are here or they're working from different places, from 55 Water to Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Manhattan, everywhere. And I'm joined today by Caroline Sampson, VPO Micromobility and Transit Policy at Lyft, as well as Citi Bike General Manager Laura Fox. We also have Citi Bike Area Director Ayo Amomo, as well as Dr. Lawrence Hill, Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at the NewYork-Presbyterian, and also my great friend, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, and of course another great friend that I have here from the Governmental Relations of Columbia University Medical School, Ross, who is also here. Today we will hear from Citi Bike how medical workers and all essential workers in all hospitals, private and public, will be able to join free membership. And this program is not only, as I said, for medical staff, but for all hospital support staff and custodial workers who are not already Citi Bike members. Eligibility staff can sign up through a link provided by their hospital. Why is something like this so important? Is because cycling has played such a critical role in keeping New York City moving during the pandemic. It is even more important that we ensure our essential workers have safe and equitable transportation options to get to work. So I not only thank Lyft and Citi for bringing this program to a number of hospitals across the city, but I also want to give a giant round of applause here at NewYork-Presbyterian and all our medical workers who have been sick and working throughout the pandemic. Next, I'd like to invite the Lyft VP of Micromobility and Transit Policy, Caroline Sampson, to say a few words.
Thanks, Commissioner. Thank you all so much. We're so proud to be here standing with our partners at New York City Department of Transportation and Citibank. For context, New Yorkers took 27.8 million rides on Citi Bike last year. If ranked as a transit agency, Citi Bike would be the 25th largest in the United States, just behind the PATH train. New Yorkers rely on Citi Bike increasingly, and we're so proud to have expanded to the entire borough of Manhattan thanks to the leadership of former Councilmember Rodriguez and Councilmember De La Rosa. So thank you very much. During the height of the pandemic, we introduced a similar program for medical workers in New York City to ride Citi Bike for free. 33,000 workers took advantage of that program in 2020, and together they took 1.25 million rides. This just shows how critical Citi Bike can be in helping us tackle the challenges of transportation during COVID. And so we're really proud to be here today, introducing another version of this membership as our medical heroes take on the Omicron variant on behalf of the entire city. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline. Now let's hear from the Citi Bike Area Director, Ayo Amomo.
Thank you very much, and thanks everyone for coming out today and inviting me to this very important announcement of Citi Bike memberships for medical workers. My name is Ayo Bande Omomo, and I am a Citi Bike Area Director in the Bronx Market. And at Citi, we are extremely grateful for our hospital workers who time and again throughout the global pandemic have relentlessly cared for New Yorkers and put themselves in harm's way while doing so. Citi's funding of a 2-month memberships is a way for us to show our gratitude and support for frontline healthcare heroes as cases begin to rise again. COVID has had an impact on many people's lives. I have cousins and aunts who are healthcare workers and have constantly told me how challenging it's been to work in and day out as this pandemic, as we see, continues to persist. Our branch staff can also relate to the strain that frontline work presents during the pandemic. We have about 30 branches that serves the Bronx and Manhattan uptown area, and in recent weeks, with the rise of Omicron, we have also seen firsthand staffing challenges presented by the new, more contagious strain. Citi has a long history of enabling progress in New York City and around the world, and are extremely proud of our role in helping create Citi Bike. It's an iconic and sustainable form of public transportation. Likewise, Citibank is proud to be a part of the fabric of New York City. In our branches, most of us live and work here. I myself have spent my entire professional career working in New York City, from Manhattan to the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Long Island. Our customers are always giving us feedback, and when it comes to Citi Bike, many of them have told us how they really appreciate how it provides safe and clean ways to move around the city during the pandemic. So with that, I'd like to say thank you again for having me here, and wish everyone a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's hear from Lauren Hill, Group Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at NewYork-Presbyterian.
Thank you, Commissioner Rodriguez. And on behalf of NewYork-Presbyterian, I would like to thank Commissioner Rodriguez, the entire Department of Transportation, our friends at Lyft and at Citi Bike for this fabulous resource that they are providing once again for our employees. When this program was initially launched in 2020, almost 5,000 New York Presbyterian employees enjoyed the benefits of ridership, and I am certain there will be equal enthusiasm this time. We love this gift and this resource for so many reasons. First, it is a very generous way to honor our essential healthcare workers as they enter almost 2 full years of fighting this pandemic. They are a treasure for us all, and this is a wonderful way to recognize them. Secondly, it is a sustainable, wonderful way to commute and to get from point A to point B. Wonderful, safe for the environment. It is also potentially an inspiration or incentive for all of our healthcare workers to get those 150 minutes minimum exercise each week. So a great way to stay healthy. And lastly, it provides that safe social distancing and lots of fresh air. So a good reminder as we continue to fight this COVID-19 pandemic. I would be remiss if I didn't close with a good reminder to all of our riders to wear your helmets. It's a wonderful way to stay amazing. So thank you again to all of our partners for this wonderful, wonderful gift.
Thank you. Before calling my colleague here, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, I want to say a few words in Spanish. Hoy es un día muy importante para nosotros, ya que con los partnerships de Citi Bike, de Lyft, hoy se está anunciando de que por el mes de enero y febrero todas las personas que trabajan en los hospitales tendrán membresía gratis para usar las bicicletas de Citi Bike. Eso incluye, además de doctores, enfermeras, todas las personas que tengan afiliadas a todos los hospitales, ya sean los hospitales que son non-for-profit, los hospitales públicos en la ciudad de Nueva York, desde un doctor, una enfermera, alguien que trabaje en mantenimiento, alguien que trabaje en cualquier dependencia de los hospitales. Por lo tanto, esperamos que nuestra gente aprovechen esta oportunidad, hagan su membresía gratis para que usen la bicicleta, para que de esta forma también vayamos mirando que las bicicletas son tan importantes como uno también tomar un tren, tomar un autobús o tomar otro medio de transportación. Con eso vayamos a la concejal Carmen de la Rosa.
Thank you and good morning. First, I'd like to thank Mayor Adams and Commissioner Rodriguez, my predecessor in the council, who was a leader in really bringing to us here in Northern Manhattan and across our city viable transportation alternatives and options. I want to thank Lyft and Citi Bike and of course our hospital, New York-Presbyterian Hospital, and all of our healthcare heroes. They've been in the front lines of this fight against COVID, and years before that, really, they have been a gem in our community, making sure that we have access to adequate health care. This is an example of what happens when public-private partnerships come together to honor and give benefits to the workers of our city. Hospital workers, healthcare workers, nurses have been putting their bodies on the line to take care of us. And now it is time for us to give them a little bit of that care back. Having Citi Bike and Lyft come here today and offer this benefit will go a long way in making sure that their commutes, as we heard the hospital already say, are a little healthier, that we're helping the environment, but also it's a great model of what we could be doing to give benefits to our workers who are experiencing burnout at this time. So let us commit to continuing to care for our workers. It's an honor to be here with our commissioner to partner for this wonderful day. En español, simplemente dándole las gracias al alcalde Eric Adams, igual que al comisionado Ydanis Rodriguez, cual en el consejo fue un líder en asegurar que nuestra ciudad tuviera acceso a alternativas de transportación como la bicicleta Citi Bike. Queremos darle las gracias a Lyft y a Citi Bike por este beneficio que trae aquí al Alto Manhattan, entendiendo que es un beneficio para los trabajadores, esos hombres y mujeres que han puesto su vida en la línea para cuidarnos a nosotros durante esta pandemia. Nosotros estamos diciendo hoy gracias con un beneficio que va a ayudar no solamente al medio ambiente, pero también a su salud. Y es un modelo de seguir para asegurar que nuestros trabajadores se sientan agradecidos y tengan beneficios que ayuden a lidiar con el estrés que ellos vienen cargando en esta pandemia. Así que gracias, es un día de alegría y es un honor estar aquí con ustedes. Gracias.
We're going to do Q&A now, on topic first, and then the commissioner has another engagement, so we can do about 3 or 4 on topic. So let's start with on.
I have an on topic. Commissioner, healthcare workers are getting free Citi Bike rides, but starting next week, all of the other essential workers in New York will pay more for the service when they raise their prices. My question is, did DOT sign off on the price increases for Citi Bike, and do you think it's fair that New Yorkers should pay more for Citi Bike when so many are struggling financially?
Well, first of all, we are happy to be working with Citi Bike and all the other bike shares that we have in the city of New York who are committed to expand the motor transportation that we have in the city of New York. Today we're focusing on the plan that is related to the enhancement, which is very important.
Did you sign off on the pricing?
I got to get back to the team to see. I know that information is something that, I inherited once I got here in the commission. Back to the team, see how the plan is running right now, but I'm open and the mayor's open to any of the ideas that will allow us to expand bike services in the city of New York, especially in the underserved communities.
During the campaign, follow up on that. The mayor during the campaign said he supports public subsidy. You have said you support. So have you guys at least talked about it, you and the mayor?
I say yes, that we are open to any ideas of how we can expand. Right now, this is my second week. I'm discussing with my team how the plan is working, but we're open to any ideas, to any suggestion, anything that we need to do to be sure that that Citi Bike and other bike share are expanded to every single community, especially to the underserved one that deal with asthma, that deal with obesity, who also will benefit with the service. presalud, entre ellas asma, obesidad, entre ellas no tener la posibilidad de poder caminar en vecindarios donde la persona pueda también disfrutar un buen aire cuando se monte una bicicleta. Entonces nosotros vamos a seguir trabajando para que tener bicicleta, para usar la bicicleta en esta ciudad, sea además de algo que se usa por la clase media y la clase alta, un uso también de otro modo de transportación en las comunidades más pobres. Y vamos a estar explorando toda la forma en la que lo podamos expandir, siempre teniendo la voz de la comunidad en esa discusión.
¿De qué forma la mayoría
Bueno, nosotros tenemos los hospitales públicos de la ciudad de Nueva York. Este hospital es la primera fuente de empleo en esta comunidad. No solamente para doctores, porque tenemos buenos doctores. Tenemos doctores nacidos aquí en la 170, como Ana Cepín, que es una de las personas que el hospital la tiene trabajando dirigiendo clínica importante. Entonces nosotros como comunidad tenemos doctores, tenemos enfermeras, tenemos técnicos, pero también en este hospital trabajan otras personas en otras formas de empleo. Entonces todos se van a beneficiar, los que estén afiliados en los hospitales públicos, los que estén afiliados también en hospitales como el de NewYork-Presbyterian.
On topic, but so before you took office, Commissioner, you had mentioned that in your first 100 days you were going to convert about 50% of the protected but not fully protected bike lanes into fully protected. That's almost a 50%. How are you doing on that promise?
Well, if you are familiar with the faces here, we have the best team at DOT, and they work 24/7 to be sure that, you know, I've been getting all the briefing on It's our goal to accomplish that percentage. However, we also had to go back and see how we will be able to do it. We also need to deal with now the 3% cut that all the agencies receive. And however, it doesn't matter, you know, the financial moment that we are committed to get to that number, but we also have to continue working internally, and more information will be shared very soon.
One more. I wanted to see if you wanted to comment on the girl who was run over by a bus yesterday in Brooklyn, I believe. There's been a extensively last week of bus drivers who was on the law, the next speed, low red lights. What's your response to that tragedy, and what's your plan to do something about dangerous bus drivers?
As you know, this is like the type of moment where those of us that, regardless of the role that we play, from legislator to management agency to you covering the story, I know that, you know, when we had to deal with this epidemic, that is not COVID, but it's another epidemic that we deal with. Like, if there's 1.2 million people who lose their life in the world every year as a result of crashes, and we, the city of New York, contribute to some of those numbers. So we are working 24/7. The team at DOT is working 24/7 to be sure that, you know, we identify everything that we have to put in place to be sure that we get to that number, to reduce to zero the numbers of people who lost their life as a result of crashes. One of the things that unfortunately we learned from that tragic crash that happened yesterday, one is that the driver left the scene, and we're happy that the NYPD did the job, that they are still on the investigation. The other part is about that happening another intersection, and that's another area that the team and City Hall and all of us are putting a lot of time to discuss what plan we can put in place related to intersections, and we will get back to you very soon.
I have one more question. So during the campaign, and the mayor spoke, and advocates have spoken about the need for Albany to take some action in terms of giving local control to speed limits, and also local control on speed camera. There's a package of bills in Albany that did not pass, but Governor Hochul has indicated since that she's open to the idea of giving New York local control on some of those issues that the Adams administration asked her for it. So is the Adams administration still going to be pushing that in Albany, or has there been a pullback on that?
I think that the most important is from what you say is that it show one more time that when the governor and the mayor work together, as Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Addy are working together, we get good results. Before the end of the section, I stand at that corner of 165 and Broadway with the Riders Alliance, and I know that you were there. You guys were covering the story. Well, we were asking the legislators to please pass a bill. We at DOT, and also the team that is working legislation, are doing our work. We have presented what is important and priority for our city. Conversation is happening between City Hall, especially led by Mayor and Eric Adams, when it comes to how we can move this city forward, and you will hear more details about that. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Doug.